Hey folks, what's up? Ashish here for Technospot.Net and welcome to Yuphoria review. So when you launched a second phone, Yuphoria did attract a lot of hype for a lot of reasons, though there were two major ones. First was the hardware. The phone is coming up at a sweet price point of 6,999, and second was putting a metal body. I was taken by surprise myself because most of the Android phones at this league opt in for plastic build instead of anything close to metal. So in this post, I'm sharing my experience with the device for over 2 weeks now. So I've tried two different devices to figure out the problems. So let's get started with the review. Build design and especially the metal aspect. Continuing my discussion from above, the metallic rim around the phone was the idea you chose for the tagline Miracle in Metal. With all plastic phones around the price point, it certainly creates a difference. One thing you should know that it's not a complete metal phone, but only its edge is metal. The rear of the phone reminds me of the Lumia 830, including the rear case which opens up in the same way. If you manage to get a black version, you will love the looks for it. White equally looks good with the gold touch. The speakers are right at the bottom center. On top and bottom, you have the audio jack and the USB charging port. When it comes to the button, Euphoria chose a different way. It has the lock button sandwiched between the two volume buttons. This means you will have to give it a bit of time to get used to it, but it certainly helps. How does it actually feel? It feels awesome, not just because it has a metal rim, but the whole uh, aspect of the phone is just done right. Size, weight of the phone, the stunning looking black, the round corners, they all contribute here. While one hand operations are very difficult, the weight helped a lot even though it's metal, especially when you bump around the corners and tables and all way. If you have a polycarbonate body, you actually get a bend over there, or even on a plastic body you get a bend there. This is not the case with the Euphoria. Actual performance versus the specs. Let's talk about the specifications later. It's one of the things that distracts user mind and camouflage for better performance. So how did it perform on day-to-day usage? It's actually an average performance even though the hardware is just great. When it comes to apps, all worked with full-blown notification and app launches. However, when it comes to a few basic things, it seems Euphoria needs a software update as soon as possible. For example, when using maps, it could never find the GPS signal. It was lost all the time. I've tested it on two different devices to confirm it. Now there lags heating issue when it comes to editing images. If you get tons of apps in the background which Android actually allows, you're bound to see the lag in a day or so. The dialer lags a bit, and mostly because it uses Truecaller as the main dialer. So when you press call, it may take a bit for the call screen to show up, and the delay is about 2 to 3 seconds. Now the integration opens up few more features at disposal. You can block calls directly when the call arrives, so the Truecaller will automatically let you know. You also get to see how many have blocked the same number. Now when a call is received which is not in your phone book, you will see the name being displayed in your recent call history, just like it was in your contact book. But when the icon tells you that it's basically Truecaller which is displaying that, you can save those numbers in just two taps with all data filled in. This is very convenient. Now if you are into specs, here it is, but does it really matter? It's a 5-inch display with 720p resolution, 294 ppi. It comes with Snapdragon 410 processor clocked at 1.2 GHz with 2 GB RAM, 16 GB onboard storage. Camera it mounts is an 8 megapixel in rear with a flash 5 megapixel front facing camera for video calls. It's a dual SIM phone with all sensors on board and supports 4G LTE. The speakers are pure Wolfson sound for great audio experience. Is it for high-end gaming? This is one of the major drawbacks of Yuphoria. The phone heats up a lot within 10 minutes of usage. We can only imagine what will happen when used for long hours. The regular games work fine, but on high-end games like the Asphalt 8 Airborne, the lag is pretty much visible, especially when the settings go high. Camera performance. Now it comes with the 8 megapixel rear camera with flash and a 5 megapixel front camera. Now I've done a camera review separately and you should go and take a look at this video. Audio, music playback and in-call quality. I'm a big fan of speakers on phone. If I can listen music on a phone over speakers and doesn't sound teared up, nothing beats that. As a matter of fact, the inspiration is just not mine, but I've seen people using their phone that way. Most popular is keeping the phone in their pocket with on and listening to music on the speakers or on their bed. Euphoria managed to impress me here with pure works on sound tech. Like always, I've used Mixed Radio to test it out. The music service is running in beta 500 right now, and it's only service that brings in offline music playback. If you choose to use an external speaker on earphones, things will improve a lot. There's also audio effects available for you to use equalizer over USB, Bluetooth, speakers, and then over earphones. Battery, how long does it last? Now the phone comes with 20 to 30 mAh battery power. That might sound a lot, but the processors are getting faster, the processors are getting very powerful, and so the battery needs to get extra. This doesn't mean there's a battery improvement that's coming up. So this phone will get you through 15 to 16 hours, but if you end up using this phone a lot for gaming, music, playback, expect it to last for around 12 hours tops. Value for money and conclusion. Let's get this straight. The phone has bugs at many places, and that's one reason the overall performance degrades. The hardware is good, the overall build quality is good, but unless the user experience smoothens out, it's really difficult to recommend this phone. Now, if one has to keep the price range in mind, the device has competition from devices like Redmi 2, Moto E, Lenovo E6000 and others. So what does you have to do now? Roll out a software update that fixes these problems. This problem shouldn't have been there in the first place. If the core experience gets bad, everything else gets ignored, especially when you have such a good specs. So yes, we are waiting for an update from you to get this done. So guys, thanks for watching the video, and if you have any questions about the device, please let me know in your comment section, and do like the video and share the video for people who are looking for a Yuphoria review.